Welcome. Today we're going to be checking out a brand new game called Samson that's in development right now from a studio in Stockholm, Sweden. I think they're called Liquid Swords. Now, this is a new company from what I understand. This is a new company. It's from the developer of Just Cause. So one of the guys that used to work on the game Just Cause started his own studio, and that's who is making this game currently. It's got a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. It's kind of GTA-esque, so I wanted to cover it on the channel. A bunch of people have been asking me about it. So if you're new to my channel, I am a game developer, I'm an animator, I've been working in the industry over 20 years now, and I'm really excited to take a look at this and see what they're doing here. This is the development diary. So let's dive in and take a look.
Hi, I'm Christopher. I'm founder and creative director for Liquid Swords. We're here today to talk about Samson, a Tinderstone story. We announced Samson in December with great response and that we are very, very thankful for. Today, we are going to not only talk about gameplay, we're also going to show you some more gameplay, focusing on melee combat and card combat.
Hi, my name's Stratiz Zerbini. I'm a programmer here at Liquid Swords. You're playing as a tough guy, as this
Nice.
two-fisted action hero who's not a soldier, who's not a martial arts master, who's not trained or he's skilled, he's tough, but he's making it up as he goes along. He's
I like that.
driven to fight out of desperation and survival. You're gonna get ganged up on, they're gonna try and get behind you, they're gonna charge in on all sides. You gotta keep moving, keep swinging, you know, maybe fight a little dirty. Fair fights are for chumps, right? You can walk into a nice clean room and totally wreck the place.
Yeah, I was just going to say, look at the destructive environments. This looks really kind of incredible. There's a lot of stuff falling everywhere.
The world is not just an arena in which you have a fight. The world is part of the fight. You can use everything you break. You can take...
Whoa, what did he just say? You can use everything you break. That was a bold statement. That's pretty cool.
broken things and make them into weapons. You can knock stuff over onto people. Debris can get in enemies' ways.
Oh, cool.
Heavy stuff can fall and kill people. Like, it's crazy. We really want you to be able to use the city to really, really hurt your enemies.
I love that.
We've spent a lot of time thinking about what is this fighting supposed to feel like, you know? And we really wanted to emphasize that you're desperate, you're tough, you're driven to fight. When you pulled out a gun, it got fast and it was almost too clean, it was too easy.
Yep.
You know, you'd get out of a fight, you'd pull out a gun, you'd be at distance, you'd take out your targets. We weren't getting the same kind of crazy chaos.
Yep.
And the more we played with it, the more we just decided to see how much fun you could have with your bare hands.
Right on. See, this is why I played The Last of Us Part 1 on my channel. Go ahead and check it out. Yeah, I played The Last of Us, and I played it with no guns the whole game. The whole game. All I did was run around and punch and kick, and I had such a blast. It was so fun playing that game because the combat is incredible in that game. And so I'm really excited to see what they do here.
I'm really happy to
see?
that the combat in the game has evolved into what it is today and what you have seen here in these videos. The original vision for combat in Samson was to hit like a freight train. And I'm really happy to see that we have succeeded in these areas and continue to make such progress. So combat in Samson doesn't stop with punching or kicking someone. A big part of the game is focused on vehicle combat.
Oh, really?
My name is Alex Williams. I'm a designer here at Liquid Swords. We're making a city in the 90s, so cars we know are going to be a part of the game. We know they're going to be a form of transport in the world and traffic, so they are getting you from point A to B. However, it's also a tool for the player. Samson, his loved magnum opus car, is his weapon as well. You know, if he's tasked with getting this hit where this guy is speeding in front of him and the only thing is his car, He may have to weave through traffic and slam his car into his to push that car off the road or into a post or something to take it out. Another time it might be, he's trying to help his team do a heist or a hit and he needs to get them out of that location before the enforcement arrives, so it might be a getaway vehicle.
Wow.
It might just be a simple delivery tool as well, like he needs to help his gang get things delivered around town on time and he's the man for that.
The lighting looks really good, doesn't it? Like, it looks really, really good. All the shadows and the light, wow.
So it's a multi-purpose tool, I think, that are vehicles in this game. In-car combat, it's about it can be cars hitting each other, and it's the relative momentum of the two cars, like how fast the car is, how much mass they have is dictating the damage that's being done. Then the damage of the car, I don't want to feel a car just dies. Cars don't die. They're made up of lots of different parts. We have a part system. There's tires, wheels, the engine. These can all degrade. The player will feel how that car, the consequences of how those parts are damaged.
Well, they might as well make an open world game here then and try to do what GTA is doing. They have a lot of the ingredients.
There you have it. Melee combat and car combat in Samson, a Thunderstorm story.
Nice.
We have shown you clips today that are directly from the game, rough, rugged and raw. If you want to know more and discuss the game, please join us on Discord and other social channels, and
Why can't he look at the camera?
we look forward to showing more of the game soon.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's break it down slow motion for you.
Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me.
Okay, so first of all, one thing I really, really think is cool is the city. The city that he's in is really well done. All these little puddles and look at the street. Wow. The street looks really good. It really does. And I think it's because they've put so much detail into it, right? It just looks so good. And look at all the debris. See that? There's a lot of nice details in this game. And like I was talking about earlier, it looks like they could make their own kind of open world game maybe because of all these environments. They've really put together a bunch of different realistic looking city elements, and they could just spread that all over the place in different, I think this has a lot of potential, actually. This game has a lot of potential. And they worked on the hardest part, which is combat. And I love the kick that he does here. It looks like a staple of your kind of combat. This kind of kick thrust back. Boom. So sick, dude. Lots of motion blur going on here, but it seems very, very hand-to-hand combat like I've been doing inside Last of Us. I've been having a blast playing that game. And the only reason why, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons is because it's so impactful when you fight people. And if you can get that right in a video game, if it feels impactful, then you're off to the races, And he made a good point later in this video when he was talking about how when you so he was talking about how they tried the game with guns, and once they put guns in the guy's hands, it was too easy. He said he would go back and just shoot the guy, and it made the game too easy. And I can see how I can relate to that, because sometimes in a game it does feel too easy. You just boom, 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 and just running through there like you're Rambo. It feels so much cooler like this when you're vulnerable and you're fighting fist to fist with someone and you're kind of fighting for your life, right? I love games like that. And so I'm really kind of stoked to see what they do with the whole story and how this game kind of progresses in general, because it's not going to be just this fighting, that's for sure. Overall, the combat looks really clean. There's little stuff of sliding feet and different things happening, but that's to be expected. And I love how, look. You can see this animation blend. Yeah, see that? These characters are kind of popping into place a lot. Watch. See, look. He just pops in. See that? He shouldn't pop in like that. He needs to blend into his animation, or he falls into this. And there's another one like that too later. Man, everything is so blurry from this motion blur. See, look. He's in this pose right now. See this? He's like bent over and he's running that way. And then the next frame. Oops. And then the next frame. What? Look what he does there. He goes from here to a T pose. Literally an A pose. And then he goes, and falls into this thing. Wow. There's that pose again. See, there's a lot of crazy animation blending going on because of the combat. Sometimes you can get away with it. That's why they're not showing his feet. So this character Samson here, a lot of times we don't see his feet. And the reason why they're doing that on purpose because his feet are sliding all over the place. Like watch after this scene. If you just look down at his legs, you'll see that his feet are sliding. Watch, ready? They're sliding for sure right now. Sliding everywhere. See that? You can't actually see it because it's underneath the camera, but you know what I'm talking about. But you're going to get stuff like that when you're doing combat and you want it to like be impactful and you want it to kind of quickly go from one thing to the next. You can't always have these like really nice blends and the feet will sometimes slide. Even in The Last of Us Part 2, the feet will slide every now and then and things like this will happen. But it's best to do it like this so at least that when you're fighting someone, the gameplay feels really, really good, I love the aspect of being able to kind of go through here and destroy the environment and it kind of be interactive with your fighting and whoever you're with, and I'm really impressed by that. I'm curious to see if you can really take this ladder after you've knocked it over. Can you take that ladder and beat him over the head with it? Because it says in the game, or at least the guy said, that all of the stuff that you break in the game you can use as a weapon. And so that's kind of cool. Not just kind of cool, that's really cool. And I don't know if he really means that, if he could actually pull that off or not. You know what I mean? Because that means anything in the environment is fair game. And that's a big statement. And they might have done that. I'm not sure. Can you pick up a tire and hit someone with it? I don't know. We'll have to see. The car racing looks good. The car mechanics look pretty nice. Also, the driving looks nice. Like if you look here, the driving looks really clean, looks fun. It looks like the tires are gripping to the road really well, and it doesn't look like it's kind of sloppy and I like the kind of how you can wreck everybody. Look, it's very destructive, this game. It's got destructive environments, destructive cars. They put in a lot of effort into this. Like this looks like the next GTA right here. It really does. I can't wait to see what they do with like the story in this game and all that. I wonder what it's going to be. That's what I'm most intrigued about now. So far, it looks like they have a solid kind of game going. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see the main thing. Wow, wow, wow. Samson, huh? It's kind of cool. Liquid Swords, I haven't checked how big their studio is, but I'll tell you what, it's probably not a massive studio. They're probably a really small team, and they've pulled off quite a lot for a small team. More and more I'm seeing this, that like a small team of people will pull off something really big, and I'm like, wow. It makes me more and more confident that like maybe I can do something like this. Maybe I can get together a big team and pull off some kind of cool game. I'm really intrigued on doing that. And this is a good example of another game that's coming out with probably another small team, and they might do really well. This game might be a huge hit. Wow. Anyway, there's of course kinks to be worked out. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and just glaze the hell out of this thing. It's got a lot of work to be done for animation blending and all kinds of different stuff that's in here, and we haven't seen a lot of different stuff. And from what I understand, this game isn't coming out for a little bit. I don't know when the actual like release date is. Let me see. Yeah, it just says coming soon. Just says coming soon. So we really don't know. But we can wishlist it now. So if you think the game's cool, wishlist it. It'll really help these developers know whether you're into the game or not, if they should really spend all this money to make the game and finish it. So if you think it's cool and you want to play the game, definitely go wishlist it because it really helps the devs. Trust me. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, for checking out this kind of story trailer, it says, but I don't think so. I didn't get to see any of the story. This was mainly a dev diary, a development diary. We got to see a little bit of the gameplay, and they talked about the game a little bit and gave us a little taste of it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what buttons to press. I really appreciate all your time and support. If you got some more time, which you probably do, spend it here. I have all kinds of cool videos. You can binge watch all kinds of cool stuff. I had live stream from Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So if you're into that thing, you want to play some games and hang out, come do so. It's a blast. Thank you again for your time and support, and I will catch you guys in the next one.